Hello there, welcome to Nerd.World. Before we get started, can I say please like, share and subscribe and comment down below if you like this video and any others on my channel. If you do, please head over to my second channel, Nerd.World Films. You've got fairly similar content over there, but it's a bit more specialised into the universe of films. With that said, we'll get started on this video, and today we're going to be talking about the biography of one of Starfleet's greatest captains, Captain Jellico. Captain Edward Jellico was a distinguished and experienced Starfleet officer, both in tactical and diplomatic and exploratory circumstances for that matter. He started out his Starfleet career, which was of an unknown date, but we know that when he graduated the academy, he started out as a shuttle pilot operating within the Sol system. From there, he steadily and diligently made his way up the chain of command, until eventually reaching the rank of captain. He was assigned to the USS Cairo, a vessel that would distinguish itself in many theatres. In 2369, however, Starfleet saw fit to temporarily reassign Captain Edward Jellico to command of the Federation flagship USS Enterprise D for a single mission due to his past experiences with the Cardassians during the Border Wars. It was felt that his knowledge of the Cardassians, their tactics and their politics and their culture would aid in this particular assignment, a decision that was proven to be very true. Although he did clash very heavily, as his command style was very different to that of Captain Picard, although who was very formal, was not as authoritarian as Captain Jellico, who had clearly a much more militaristic style of command, altering the crew's rotations. He altered crew duties. He insisted on a formality of uniform on the bridge, no longer allowing Councillor Troy, for example, to wear her own clothes, but to have to wear a uniform that was reflective of her rank. Jellico would devise a typically aggressive style in dealing with the Cardassians. Knowing the Cardassians as he did, he knew with them you have to operate from a position of strength. The Cardassians are a bit like wolves. They operate in packs, they have effectively alphas, and if they sense weakness, they'll attack. So knowing this, he planned a tactic that would involve the deploying of several antimatter mines scattered throughout a nebula where the Cardassians were hiding a fleet. This would force the Cardassians to listen to his demands, otherwise they would risk being destroyed, and also showing that the Federation was not weak or foolish and was not stupid. They didn't know. It's not that we didn't know what they were doing, basically. So from that position, he was very successful. The mission was a success. Now, as I said, he did clash heavily with the crew, particularly with Commander Riker, although it could be said that Riker should have been more professional in his dealings with his captain, even if he disagreed with certain aspects of it. Issues like forcing Jellico to come to his quarters and to ask him to participate in the mission was extremely unprofessional of Riker, but was reflective of Jellico's position. He was only interested in the mission being successful. He also knew he wasn't going to retain command of the Enterprise, and realistically, if he had to ask politely to get it done, he was going to do that. But I suppose Riker better never ever expect to be assigned to one of Jellico's starships or commands. After the mission, Picard reassumed command of the Enterprise D, and Jellico went back aboard the USS Cairo with the simple departing words of "It's been an honor to serve with you." Meaning, in his own way, he was saying that he respected the crew of the Enterprise, although again he did disagree with the more relaxed attitude aboard the Enterprise, which to a degree could be summed up in the way that a Galaxy-class starship operated. They were basically a luxury liner in space. It could breed a certain level of lethargic nature in the crew of a vessel such as that. Anyway, in future years, the USS Cairo would participate during the Dominion War. It's unknown exactly how much of this Jellico would participate in, as command of the Cairo at some point, either before or early on during the Dominion War, was reassigned to another captain. In other sources, Jellico would later become an Admiral and be in command of a Federation space station, later becoming a member of Starfleet Command itself. In beta canon sources, particularly in some of the Starfleet novels, he would, in alternate timelines, be given command of the Enterprise E, not Picard. He would also have a much bigger role during the Dominion War and be referenced in smaller ways during various other novels. But in Prime canon, he doesn't appear too often, only in the 2 episodes of Star Trek The Next Generation and brief references here and there afterwards. But I think he's an underrated captain in Starfleet. He's probably a reflection of how many Starfleet officers really operated. It's naive to assume that everyone in Starfleet was a pacifist and a diplomat. Many of the officers would have been much more Kirk-like, and they would have been more aggressive. Starfleet did operate on a military-based structure, although it wasn't a strictly military organization. It makes sense that officers like Jellico would be necessary, just like officers like Kirk and Sisko were necessary. With that said, there isn't much more on him. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share and subscribe. I'll be doing more of these. I'm going to be examining more of the various different captains that have appeared in Star Trek over the years, not just the main ones like Janeway, Picard, Kirk, Sisko, Archer, etc. And so I don't babble on too much longer. Bye bye.